Kickoff.
It is a perfect day in Lawrence for Big 12 football. Today, from Memorial Stadium on the campus of the University of Kansas, the 1-3 Jayhawks host the 3-2 TCU Horned Frogs. Good afternoon, I'm Eamon McEnany. Happy to be joined by the former Pitt quarterback, John Congemi. And John, once a quarterback, always a quarterback. I'm sure you would love to be at the controls of this TCU offense.
It would be nice to sling it around for TCU, I'm not going to lie. They have a lot of open receivers, and they do it with rushing, passing, and it all starts at the quarterback position in Kenny Hill. Almost 2,000 yards already this season, and he's tied for the Big 12 lead in rushing touchdowns with 6. He's got a guy on the outside in Taj Williams, almost 500 yards receiving, and then the dual threat in the backfield with Kyle Hicks. 384 yards on the ground. He leads this team in receptions. So you have a 1-2-3 punch for TCU that gets it done most Saturday afternoons.
Hicks, the only running back or the only player in college football to rush for over 300 yards while receiving for over 300 yards. TCU won the toss but deferred, so Kansas will receive, and Laquavente Gonzalez back to receive. He can take it the distance if he gets a chance. From the 1, Gonzalez across the 20, outside and pushed out of bounds at the 27, which is where the new starting quarterback for Kansas will take over, Ryan Willis.
We got an opportunity to see Ryan Willis a little bit earlier in this season, and he's a guy with a pretty good skill set for the quarterback position. He's a big, strong quarterback that has a terrific arm. He can make all the throws on the field you need. The timing in the pass offense is where he needs to step it up. He needs to improve, and that only comes with playing time. So we'll see if Willis can hit the ground running today at home.
Taking over the starting job for the redshirt junior Montel Cozart from Overland Park, Kansas. Twins to both sides, out of the shotgun. Ready to throw, complete. Shaquem Barbell with the grab. Gain of 7. They swing it out to Martin. Taylor Martin looking for a block on the outside, gets it. Close to a first down. Nico Small with the tackle. And it looks like he's going to be just short, bringing up 3rd and about 1.
Always good to come out and get some easy throws to start with, get some rhythm at the quarterback position, and that's exactly what Ryan Willis displayed on those first 2 throws.
Now they bring in the fullback Zuniga, Michael Zuniga, 44, with Martin in the backfield. They give it to Martin, lower in the shoulder. Just about gets the first down. Aaron Curry with the tackle for the Horned Frogs.
You have to be able to stay out of your own way if you're Kansas today, and that means no mistakes, stay away from the penalties, all those things you have to do to start a game.
Martin now empties the backfield. Slant over the middle, complete to Barbell again. So Barbell, only 4 catches coming in on the season, has 2 early here on this opening drive. He picks up 8 before Denzel Johnson brings him down, and Kansas looking to pick up the pace.
Yeah, win that turnover margin is crucial today for Kansas, and they have to stay with the short field. And for TCU, they have to find a way to create pressure with those 2 defensive ends, Caraway and McFarland.
5 wide receivers now. Another quick release, another completion. Gonzalez with the first down catch in TCU territory. And this was a concern for TCU. Coming on the road, an emotional letdown after the Oklahoma game, coming out of the state of Texas, maybe a little flat.
They look pretty good offensively, though, for Kansas so far. They're executing well. They're getting rid of the football, not allowing that pressure up front.
Now they give it to Martin. And he is dropped. Nothing doing. Jeff Gladney on the tackle.
Not a negative play on first down, but not that chunk yardage play or that explosive play on first down that puts you in a good second down situation.
2 running backs now, Evans and Martin. Now Martin in motion. They swing it out to Martin, and this time he does not get the block. Good play by Denzel Johnson coming up in coverage and creating a loss of 3.
Well, Johnson read that beautifully. That's the second time they've tried to run that little bubble to the wide side, and that time Johnson gets off the block to make the negative play and create a 3rd and very long for Kansas.
So now the sophomore quarterback is behind the chains, back in Kansas territory on the 48.
This may be a screen down for Kansas.
Here comes pressure off the edge, picked up for now. Deep over the middle into double coverage, and it's picked off. Nick Orr with the interception and still on his feet. Gets a block. So a promising drive for Kansas ends in an interception by Nick Orr, his 2nd of the season, and now the Horned Frogs take over with great field position.
When that ball hangs in the air, down in center field, you're going to have players that can make plays on the football, and that's what Nick Orr did. He just played center field. Good protection initially in the pocket, but that ball is just up in the air a little bit too long. They had bracket coverage from the outside, and Orr, who comes up with the interception from the inside, and then he turns out he looked a little bit like Kyle Hicks on that play, the running back for TCU, after he got his hands on the football.
So now Kenny Hill Jr. takes the field. 5 touchdowns and a pick a week ago in the loss to Oklahoma. Kyle Hicks starts behind him in the pistol. And they give it to Hicks to the right. Look at the change of direction. Looking to get to the outside. That's a whole lot of effort for maybe 2 yards, but some vision by Kyle Hicks.
He's an elusive running back, and you're right. The vision that Hicks has evades multiple tacklers that time on 1st down for TCU. Ends up getting a yard on the play.
Now Hill looking to throw with time on the slant. Is that intercepted? It is. Brandon Stewart jumps the route and answers for the Jayhawks.
Eamon, that's one of the problems with this TCU offense, and we talked to head coach Gary Patterson. He said his quarterback has played really well, but Kenny Hill has thrown too many first-quarter interceptions. Right now, Kansas is going to have excellent field position. TCU's defense sets the table for their offense, but Kenny Hill comes out trying to push the ball on a quick curl route. Terrific jump by Brandon Stewart and gets that Kansas offense back on the field.
Kenny Hill Jr. contemplating his 6th interception of the season as he turns it right back over to Ryan Willis and the Jayhawks here early in the 1st quarter. Jayhawks on the ground game. Keon Kinner. Nothing doing there. So, John, you make Ryan Willis your starter, and he throws a pick after a promising drive. What's the message from Coach Beatty and the offensive staff?
Don't get greedy. It was the offense was running just the way you wanted to, and maybe it was the 3rd and long. They have to stay away from those situations.
Now 2nd and long, the deep out of the reach of Jeremiah Booker. So now it'll be 3rd and long again.
Well, there's no doubt that Ryan Willis has the arm strength to make a lot of throws that Kansas needs him to make today. But it looks like if they're unsuccessful on 1st and 2nd down, there's going to be more pressure coming in and starting at home and trying to stay on track and ahead of the chains for 3rd down conversions.
5 wide receivers, no backs. 3 to the left, twins to the right. Looking to the left, short release to Brewer. Close to the 1st down, but it looks like they're going to be right at the marker. And they do indeed get a 1st down. So a good connection and a run after catch by Brewer.
And those are the types of plays you need to make to surround Ryan Willis with success today. Guys need to make run after catch opportunities and be able to extend drives to keep this offense on the field.
Now we have a whistle on the field.
The ruling on the field is a completed catch for a 1st down. The previous play is under further review.
Our referee this afternoon, Scott Campbell, up in the booth. The replay official, Jeff Hansen. So we're going to check out the spot. Again, the ruling on the field was good enough for a 1st down.
Well, the catch isn't the problem. The catch is the catch, and the run after the catch was a very good effort. But where does the knee go down, and did he roll on the defender and be able to extend the football past?
Does the knee go down right there, or does it hit the foot?
That's what the replay officials are probably looking at. It looks like initially it hits the foot and then slides back off to the ground. So I'm thinking that ball is closer to the 48-yard line than the 49-yard line, if that's the way the officials in the booth are seeing this.
And the call on the field was first down. They made the line to gain, and that they gave him the yardage after the roll there.
Initially, it looks like the knee hits the foot, but then gets to the ground closer to the 48 than the 49. This might be one of those plays that turn out to be a 4th and 1 for Kansas. The key for the officials, does that knee touch shy of the 49-yard line?
After review, the runner was down at the 47.5-yard line. It's going to be 4th down.
So now an early decision for Coach Beatty in his second year with the Jayhawks. Looks like he's going to play it close to the vest and punt.
They may play field position here and try to bring that defense on the field, pin TCU back inside of their 15 or 10-yard line.
So he sends out Cole Moose for the punt. Desmond White back to receive, filling in for Cavante Turpin, who remains out. Good high kick. And he makes the grab inside the 5. A mistake by White, and great coverage on the special teams.
Not a good decision, as you said, Eamon. You never catch the football inside the 5-yard line as you're backtracking towards your goal line.
Immediate timeout.
49-yard punt, a loss of 2 on the return. White with the mistake. Hill and the Horned Frogs deep in their own end when we return. Kenny Hill looking to rebound from an early turnover, but John, he usually does.
He usually does. He's one of those terrific athletes at the quarterback position. Not only does he possess a terrific arm, but he can run the football, extend plays, move the pocket when you need to. He's just one of those guys that you're fortunate to have at quarterback because he can do a lot of things to mask mistakes offensively, and there hasn't been that many mistakes. 11 touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, but he's going to have to bounce back from that early interception today.
And here he is looking to throw. He swings it out to a wide open receiver, Ty Slanina, and he gets the first down. Again, as the defensive coaches, the defense coordinator Clint Bowen tells us, Kenny Hill has a Rolodex of wide receivers to work with.
Yeah, there's 9 or 10 strong that come in and out, and each one of them has a terrific skill set.
Now Hicks cannot get away. Met at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Courtney Arnick in on the tackle. Arnick is senior from Dallas, so you know he's fired up for this game. Means a little bit more to him personally. And Kansas always plays TCU tight. That has been the recent history since TCU has moved into the Big 12. Now 2nd and 11. They give it to Hicks again. He thought he had an alley, but he gets tripped up from behind. So a good one-arm tackle limits it to a gain of 3. Courtney Arnick again. Cameron Rosser also in on the play. So now a chance for Kansas to get Kenny Hill off the field and force a punt.
And remember, Hicks leads this team with reception, so he's a danger coming out of the backfield on 3rd and medium here for TCU.
Look for number 2 in blue, Dorrance Armstrong. He is their best blitzer. He's coming up the middle, picked up. Hill with time, has a man open, and it's caught. Emmanuel Porter at 6'4" goes up and high points it and make the grab with a perfect throw. 34 yards.
Porter does an excellent job of attacking the football, and that frame at 6'4", had enough length to get it away from Mike Lee, the free safety, who's making his first start. He might have been just a half a step short coming from the middle.
Here comes pressure. Ball is loose. Kansas might have another turnover. Guess who? Dorrance Armstrong with the hit. And it is Jayhawk ball. Armstrong with the hit. Damani Mosby with the recovery. And the TCU coaches were aware of Armstrong.
Eamon, you called it a couple plays ago. Dorrance Armstrong is explosive coming out of that defensive end position. He gets low, he just gets right around Collins, the right tackle, separates Hill and the football. Mosby gets on top of it for Kansas, and now this offense is teed up with excellent field position. So TCU turns it over twice early in this football game. The big question is now, sudden change, can Kansas capitalize and score touchdowns as a result?
He had 2 sacks against Memphis and Texas Tech for back-to-back games with multiple sacks, and he picks up his first one here, setting up Willis in the offense. Short, complete to Barble. So Barble's become a new weapon in this offense.
Quick, easy throws in the slot are very easy for Ryan Willis at 6'4" to be able to catch and throw, and that's what you want to do early in this football game.
Pick up a 5. Now they get it out to Steven Sims. He gets on the outside for the first down. Sims and Gonzalez are your explosive guys.
Well, that's where this offense has to ride through. Until you can find Herbert some running room in the running game, you have to trust your quarterback getting it out to the skilled receivers on the edge.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Herbert here, the freshman out of Coral Springs, Florida. It's been Taylor Martin. They fake it to him. They throw another out. It's dropped. Barble can't bring that one in.
And Eamon, Kansas offensively, by design it looks like, they're working the short side of the field. Much easier throws to come out and take advantage of early in this football game.
Now they bring Gonzalez off the field, put Keegan Brewer in the slot to the right. Zuniga, the fullback, in there. They throw that smoke route again, and Denzel Johnson and TCU is all over Keegan Brewer. No chance after he made that catch. They're on to Willis in that play.
Great explosion and recognition to the wide side of the field that time by the TCU defense. They're able to fight away from the initial block, and it just looks like Kansas is having more success to the short side of the field.
3rd and 15. You wonder if you're in 4-down territory if they just try to get some of it back here.
Last time in this position, Willis pushed the football down the field, and I was more thinking about a screenplay or something a little bit more conservative.
Here comes pressure off the edge. Picked up, deep out, caught. Barble makes the grab. The TCU defender, Small, went for the pick. He didn't get it, and it's a completion and a first down for the Jayhawks.
Great arm strength by Ryan Willis and terrific concentration on the outside by Barble.
From the 20, they give it to Martin. He's got a hole inside the 15. So now the TCU defense on its heels.
Ryan Willis has shown excellent arm strength going to the short side of the field. This time it's the wide side of the field. He's on the far hash and just throws a bullet that speeds by any defender to the wide side of the field.
Back to Martin for a short gain. Traven Howard with the tackle. Second leading tackler in the Big 12 behind his teammate Ty Summers, but now Kansas going quickly on 3rd and 3. From the 12. TCU showing pressure. Here it comes. Hit as he throws. No flag. Now here comes the flag. Nick Orr going to get called for a hold or pass interference.
Looked like Nick Orr was all over the back of the would-be Kansas receiver on that little in route by the slot receiver.
So all of a sudden here, Shaquem Barbell, the senior out of Fresno, California,
pass interference, number 18, defense, spot foul, automatic, first down.
He's emerged as Willis's favorite target.
Orr had that coverage, man-to-man press coverage. And now Kansas inside the 5-yard line with a great opportunity to cash in for 6 points.
Again, the running game's been exclusively Taylor Martin here in the first half. He's out there with the fullback Zuniga to the left. They give it to Martin right up the gut. And he is stood up at the 1. Looks like Nico Small, number 2 in white. Keeps him out of the end zone. Kansas right back at the line of scrimmage, ready to go. Right back to Martin, looking to get it to the outside, and he scores. So the sophomore out of Fort Worth, Texas, puts the Jayhawks on the board. And the extra point from Wyman is good. Defense to offense for the Jayhawks, and guess what? Kansas and TCU are tight.
They take advantage of sudden change, and that came in the presence of defensive end Dorrance Armstrong, who just separates the football from quarterback Kenny Hill. Then it was all Ryan Willis getting this offense in position, and Taylor Martin going in for the lead.
ESPNU College Football All-State Saturday Kickoff. Brought to you by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. It's good to be in good hands.
Welcome back to Kansas. Touchback there on the kick by Wyman. So another crack at it for Kenny Hill on this TCU offense that has turned it over twice already. And a reminder, it's a Sunshine State showdown between number 23 Florida State and 10th ranked Miami tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. Brad Kaya and the Hurricanes face their first true test of the season, and it comes against FSU, who's won the last 6 meetings in this bitter and historic rivalry. Just like old times in the Sunshine State.
It seems like the 80s and 90s if Miami can be for real, and they'll have to beat Florida State to prove it to a lot of people.
Now Derek Green in at running back for the Horned Frogs. Trips to the left. Green gets it, has a hole. Brought down by Fish Smithson. Make that Brandon Stewart and Courtney Arnick. Gain of 3. Green, a graduate transfer from Michigan. They get both teams going quickly. Hill looking to set up a screen, and that Lonecker all over Derek Green.
Even one of those defenders for Kansas making his first start, Keith Lonecker and Mike Lee at safety. So guys with not a whole lot of experience, Lonecker was all over that screen play.
3rd and 7, Hicks back in the backfield. Again, he is a legit threat as a receiver. Team's leading receiver. Twins to both sides. Hill with time, throws the out, and it's off the mark. He threw it behind the receiver, Taj Williams. So the Horned Frogs forced a punt.
One of those communication problems from quarterback to receiver. Williams thought on that smash route he was going to continue in. He thought it might be more of a man coverage. Hill wanted him to sit outside where there was some green turf, but an incompletion is going to give the football back to Kansas.
Now returning punts has been an adventure for Kansas. Gonzalez back to receive the kick from Nunez. Short but high, and Gonzalez goes for a fair catch and safely makes the grab at the Kansas 35. So Kansas with the ball and the lead when we return to Lawrence. Welcome back to Lawrence. Kansas with an early 7-0 lead on TCU. Exactly what head coach David Beatty was looking for.
He was looking for a lot of energy, and meeting with David yesterday, we found out he's got a lot of energy, and it's probably to be frustrating for him because he says his team, they're fixing problems, Eamon, as they go along early in the season, but as they are, some new problems keep creeping up, so they're trying to stay ahead of the curve, and so far today, with the 7-0 lead. They've taken advantage of a couple of turnovers, and it's very important for Kansas today when they get those opportunities to score 6 instead of field goal opportunities.
Two backs, Kinner and Evans. They try that swing pass again, and Gonzalez gets dropped by Nico Small. That is telegraphed.
Even though you catch and throw with quickness, that's a long way for the ball to travel. And when you have a veteran in Nico Small that's exploding from that TCU secondary, making a good open field tackle on an elusive player.
Trips to the left as they're behind the chains now. Over the middle on the slant, dropped. Looking for Bobby Hartzog. He couldn't bring it in traffic. So now it's 3rd and long.
And Ryan got away with one there. A lot of white jerseys in the middle of the field. It may have predetermined where he wanted to go with that football. Now you have to be careful you don't turn it over here on 3rd and long.
TCU showing pressure. Now they back off. I wonder along those lines if they just play it safe and run a draw and continue to play field position. Another slant. This time it's Sims. Oh, what a move. He's got the first down out to midfield. What a move by Steven Sims. Juking Traven Howard. Pickup of 19.
That was silky by Sims on the outside. Never broke stride and just ran right by Nico Smalls for the first down.
Into TCU territory. Willis over the middle on the crossing route to Gonzalez, who stops on a dime. Those are the guys they want to get the ball in the hands of. Gonzalez and Sims in the open field are dangerous.
And you can see why. They make people miss, and they're pretty sure-handed on the outside. So if you can get the football to 1 and 11 in a blue jersey today, you're doing your job at quarterback.
Now trips to the right. One receiver to the left. Dangerous pass. Knocked down and intercepted. Knocked down at the line, then picked off. Traven Howard off the deflection.
It may have been McFarland that got his hands on the football at the line of scrimmage, Eamon. One of those pass rushers that we thought might make it hard for Ryan Willis in the pocket, that time gets his hands on the football and starts the chain reaction for the turnover.
And you see John there, he played it perfectly. They're onto that quick passing game. He didn't even try to get after the quarterback.
No way he could get there. So what smart defenders do, they stop immediately and try to get their hands in those passing lanes, and that's exactly what McFarland did, tipping the football to Howard. And now TCU has an opportunity for a sudden change and a quick scoring strike.
So neither team securing the ball very well here in the opening quarter. Kenny Hill takes over in Kansas territory from the 48. Green in the backfield with Hill. Hill to throw off the play fake. Low throw. Porter goes down and makes the grab inside the 40. Pickup of 9.
Nice catch by Emmanuel Porter on the outside. The ball was low and outside from Hill, but he makes his quarterback look pretty good there with an athletic catch.
Now Hicks and Johnson in the backfield with Hill. They give it to Johnson. Through the hole. Inside the 30. Some nice moves by Trevorris Johnson, the junior out of Houston, Texas.
Little changeup for TCU offensively. A little Derek Green and there. Johnson, the bigger backs, getting Kyle Hicks a rest on the sidelines. And now it looks like Hicks back in the football game.
Now Hicks in the backfield out of the pistol. Porter to the right, Twins to the left. They swing it out to Slanina. He's got to beat a man on his own, and he does not. Great open field tackle there by Mike Lee, the true freshman making his first career start.
We talked to Clint Bowen, the defensive coordinator yesterday for Kansas. He said Mike Lee is a freshman, but he's not bashful. He'll come up and hit you.
Now Hicks turns it up inside, gets hit at the 20. So that'll bring up 3rd and manageable for the Horned Frogs.
This is where a Kyle Hicks is so valuable to your offense. If you can run the football or give the illusion of running the football in the red zone, it makes those receivers in man-to-man coverage get open a lot quicker.
Trips to the left, Porter to the right.
Pure man coverage to the wide side of the field where TCU has 3 receivers.
8 on the play clock. Hill forced out of the pocket, steps up. Now he's got to run. Flag on the play, knocked down, incomplete, but there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. Mike Lee on the coverage. Good pressure from the Jayhawks.
Terrific job of staying in pass coverage as well, because Kenny Hill can extend plays with the best of them in college football.
Now you wonder if this is holding on TCU.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, number 30, defense. Holding, number 64, offense. Those fouls will offset. Replay, 3rd down.
All right, so
I would think if you get another chance, another kick at the can offensively, you're going to try to get the football in Kyle Hicks' hands. In 3rd and short, keep this drive alive. You never know, he may spring one into the end zone.
now they bring the trips to the short side. Taj Williams, top of your screen to the left. Now motion, the tight end, Cole Hunt. Hill's going to keep it himself, and he slips. He's shy. Looks like he might have lost a yard as well. So now decision time for Gary Patterson. Not only does he go for the kick, but which kicker does he send out? It looks like it's going to be Brandon Hatfield, who's the lefty kicker.
Hatfield 4 of 4 on the season.
This will be a 38-yarder. And it's no good. So the Jayhawks turn Coach Patterson's Horned Frogs away. They hold on to a 7-0 lead.
Disappointing for Gary Patterson, I'm sure, after that sudden change in the turnover. His defense teed up the offense in perfect field position. Kansas has all the answers so far early in this football game.
And a reminder, this college football season, stream every game live on the ESPN app and on Watch ESPN. Download the app or visit watchespn.com today. John will have that device fired up for the flight home for Florida State, Miami.
I'll meet you in Kansas City, partner.
Not while you drive. You got to find it on the radio for those games while you drive.
That's right.
Buck 11 left in the opening quarter. Now we see Khalil Hilbert, the true freshman out of Florida, in the backfield, but they're looking to throw again. Here comes pressure up the middle. Long throw out to Sims, and they're just getting popped. Jeff Gladney ready to deliver a blow, and he's just not getting rid of it quickly.
Well, the ball's traveling a long way, and I'm looking for Kansas to possibly get that little pump and go, a couple double moves on the outside to get these guys from TCU in their secondary off the line of scrimmage.
Pickup of 2. Now they empty the backfield with Herbert going in motion. Another catch, another big hit. Barbell holds on. 5 catches now. He had 4 on the season coming in. So that'll bring up 3rd and short.
Short side of the field has been good to the Kansas offense.
But you're right, John. Either he's going to give up a pick 6 or they're going to break a double move for a big play.
They're forcing him right now to throw the football down the field. This is press coverage across the board with 1 high safety.
Gladney and Sims, the matchup on the bottom of your screen, and it looks like they're going to let the quarter end. So that'll do it for the first quarter.
This is the end of the first quarter.
Good job by the Kansas defense to play takeaway against this explosive TCU offense.
They've been doing a great job offensively, but defensively, Kansas has met its mark. They've been able to aggravate this TCU offense, pressure Kenny Hill into a couple of turnovers in the pocket. The early interception there by the Jayhawks defensively and pressuring the pocket. They know how to do that too with Dorrance Armstrong, and they're going to take a 7-0 lead into the second quarter.
Welcome back to All-State Saturday Kickoff here in Lawrence. The Kansas fans happy with the first 15 minutes as the Jayhawks lead 7-0 and are now facing a 3rd and short. Looks like we got a wildcat kind of formation here. Number 6 in at quarterback. Kyle Long. Ty Summers with the tackle. Well, they kept that a secret.
Yeah, that's one of those you don't maybe give to Eamon McEnany and John Kangemi on a Friday, right?
True freshman tight end out of Houston, Texas, all of a sudden running the offense on 3rd and short.
Hey, whatever works.
That one coming.
That's right.
Now Willis back out there. And you're right, John. They are creeping up. They are forcing him to throw the deep ball.
It's coming.
Pumps. Now he can run. Plenty of room to work with. Gets the first down and slides right near midfield. So good awareness by Willis. He picks up 12.
Eamon, the other thing that happens when you press and play man, everybody's running away from the quarterback. And if you can just figure that out and escape up the middle, you've got plenty of room to make first downs and explosive plays with your legs.
Now they run it to Herbert. Fighting to get to midfield. Excuse me, the 45. Ty Summers with a tackle. Summers averaging a little more than 10 tackles a game, leading the Big 12.
At some point, Ryan Willis is going to throw a go route, and he's going to give a lot of air to one of his athletes to run under it because TCU is really pressing the line of scrimmage.
Here comes pressure off the edge. Doesn't see it. He will not get away this time. A sack back at the 40. So it was Gladney coming from that cornerback position to force him to step up, and then Aaron Curry, the senior out of Keller, Texas, with the sack.
Gladney was pressing to the short side of the field, and the only high safety was outside close to the numbers. That's a clear indication that somebody's going to come off that edge, and it pays off for the Horned Frogs defensively.
3rd and 11. Willis with a clean pocket. Now he's going to run. And he is wrapped up by Denzel Johnson. So good coverage by TCU downfield. Forced Willis out of the pocket.
The Horned Frogs defensively did a good job after the initial Ryan Willis run up the middle. They were able to stay in their pass lanes and make it a little bit more difficult for him to use his legs to extend that drive.
White back to receive. The punt from Cole Moose. Short but high. And White comes all the way up to about the 23 to make the fair catch. So that's where the TCU offense will hope to get things going here in the second quarter when we return to Lawrence. Welcome back to Lawrence, and John, the trend of slow starts for the Horned Frogs continues.
Oh, it does, and the number of plays in the drive and the turnovers are really what's hurting quarterback Kenny Hill and the TCU offense. And the slow starts not only today, but in 4 of their last 6 games, they've scored 7 points or less in the first quarter. So it's really the second half of games where this offense gets on track.
Hicks in the backfield. This drive starts at the TCU 24. Pressure up the middle. Hill gets away. Now he's in the open field. And he gets out of bounds at the 31. So there's that athleticism by Kenny Hill Jr.
That's what makes Kenny Hill so dangerous. He's able to elude the first pass rusher. Everybody's in coverage with their backs turned, and he's able to use those legs to turn a negative play into a positive play.
It's Cameron Rosser who brought the penetration and had the shot for the sack. Now they give it to Hicks to the right. Has an alley, flag on the play. First down, still on his feet at the 45. Well, let's see what the call is. Flag right back at the 30.
Holding, number 70, offense. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Cordell Iwagwu, who's filling in at left guard.
Yeah, Patrick Morris moving over to center with the injury to Austin Schlottman. So Iwagwu had his first start last week against the Oklahoma Sooners, and he's in there battling again for this TCU offense, gets called for the hold.
So that makes it second and long, second and 13 from the 21. 5 wide receivers now for Hill. Complete to White. Brought down at the 31. Desmond White with the grab. Again, no Kavontae Turpin. Got hurt in the Iowa State game. Hoping to get him back after the off week. He's a major threat in the passing game and, of course, in special teams. Now it's 3rd and 4.
Well, here's where TCU can spread you out offensively and still have the option of Kenny Hill to run the football.
And you just look at the right and the trip set and the Rolodex of wide receivers on display there, which is where Hill's looking. Long throw, complete, short of the first down, but then the extra effort by John Diarse might move the chains. No, it looks like it's going to be just short, actually. And Coach Patterson's going to punt.
Kansas rallies to the football, and you can see the displeasure in Kenny Hill. He wanted to stay on the field for either that opportunity or get more out of that 3rd down pass completion.
Adam Nunez on to punt. Juviante Gonzalez back to receive. Short wobbler, he's going to let it bounce. Takes a TCU hop and keeps rolling. So the Jayhawks get another stop on defense. They'll have the ball when we return to Lawrence, but deep in their own territory. They lead 7-0. All right, Brendan, thanks for that update. Back here in Kansas, 10-12 left to go in the opening half. Ryan Willis and the Jayhawk offense right back out there after the 57-yard punt by Nunez.
This is where, as a quarterback, you have to be careful. You have to protect the football, make good decisions coming out of your own end. You have horrible field position. And your goal is right now to get 1 first down, try to get momentum on that offensive side.
Martin and Zuniga in the backfield with Willis. Hit from behind, he loses the ball, it's still loose. TCU comes up with it. Chris Bradley, 56 with the recovery.
Recovered by TCU, first down.
Yeah, and you wonder if they'll take a look and see.
Matt Boson looked like he was the guy that came around and got a hand on the football when Ryan Willis almost drifts towards that side. Actually, it looked like he bumped into his own player, lost the football, and in any result, TCU, after deciding to punt the football on that short 4th and 1 opportunity, flips the field and now has it teed up at the 3-yard line.
3rd turnover caused by the TCU defense. Ball security, not a priority so far for the offenses right now.
Well, you have to be able to take advantage now as well, and that's what Kenny Hill wants to do. He wants to be able to punch this in for 6 points and tie this football game up with the conversion.
Hicks in the backfield with Hill. Twins to the left. The give to Hicks up the middle. Bounces off one man and gets in. So just like that, the Horned Frogs take advantage of the mistake by Kansas, and we're an extra point away from being tied.
One play goes 3 yards, and it's Kyle Hicks, the most explosive player on this TCU football team. Breaks a couple of tackles at the line of scrimmage and bounces his way for 6 points.
7th rushing touchdown of the season. Hatfield on for the extra point. And we are tied. So the turnover led to a touchdown for Kansas, and here in the second quarter, TCU does the same. Willis coughs it up deep in his own territory, and then Hicks does the rest. TCU evens things up here early in the second quarter.
ESPNU College Football All-State Saturday Kickoff. Brought to you by the classic double cheeseburger for just $2.49. Only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Some great shots of the famous Allen Fieldhouse, named in honor, of course, of the late Dr. Fogg Allen, Kansas head basketball coach for 39 years. Now the kick to Gonzalez, who brings it back out to the 17. And a reminder, kick off your Week 5 NFL Sunday with ESPN. At 10 a.m. Eastern, NFL Insider Sunday edition has all the early breaking stories and injury news. Then at 11, the Sunday NFL Countdown crew takes you right up to kickoff. Both shows also streaming live on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN. Andy Dalton returning to the Dallas-Fort Worth area with the Bengals. Coach Patterson excited for that.
My Dolphins are looking to get their second win of the season tomorrow as well.
All right, so since the touchdown, Kansas has had 3 possessions, an interception, a punt, and a fumble. Now here's Martin. Out to the 20.
Important drive for Kansas right now. You can feel that excitement that they had on offense kind of escaping this stadium. And they have to be able to extend this drive, stay on the field, and get points. Try to recapture the lead against the Horned Frogs.
Now Evans joins Martin in the backfield. They keep it on the ground. That hole closed quickly as Traven Howard came up for the tackle. So now it'll be third and 6 for the sophomore quarterback out of Overland Park, Kansas.
Terrific team speed from TCU defensively. That was a wide hole that was made rather small by Howard coming up from that linebacker spot.
5 receivers, trips to the left, twins to the right. Complete. Let's see where they mark it. It's good enough for a first down. Nice catch by Barbell. Barbell having a day. Now Kansas going quickly. Same formation now for 1st and 10. Now he throws the deep ball for Gonzalez, who makes the grab. He beat Nick Orr in one-on-one coverage. We've been waiting for it.
Perfect throw and even better catch. Short side of the field again. It goes for 31 yards and great concentration to come down with that contested reception.
Gonzalez, a transfer from Texas A&M. Now here comes pressure, and he gets dropped. Chris Bradley brings him down.
Looked like Galliai, the linebacker coming from the short side, was able to put a lot of pressure on Ryan Willis. And another negative play. This is the one thing Kansas cannot afford to do. They've been good offensively, but they can't keep making these plays on first down to put them behind the chains.
Off the play fake. Pressure again, deep down the middle. It's going to be picked off again. Now again, Sims could not get open, and he throws into double coverage, or again playing center field.
Well, Sims was running that deep post route. It looked like a lot of contact with Washington before the ball even was close to being intercepted by Nick Orr.
Definitely looked from up here that there was holding.
Well, Sims is trying to run this post to the wide side of the field, and the contact is right there about the 25-yard line. And that ball is hopelessly intercepted. I mean, there is bracket coverage. You've got a deep safety that's going to play center field again and make the play, but I was surprised the contact wasn't called before that.
So now the turnover is becoming an epidemic for Willis and the Kansas offense. Here's Hicks with room to move. Nice tackle in the open field by Tevin Shaw, limiting that to a 5-yard gain. Shaw, senior out of Piscataway, New Jersey. Trips to the short side. One receiver all the way out to the right. Hill looking over the middle, tipped and knocked down. Keith Lonecker.
Lonecker getting his first taste of extended action at linebacker. Gets his hands in the passing lane, almost comes down with the football. And now another conversion opportunity for Kenny Hill.
The Jayhawk faithful crank up the volume here at Memorial Stadium. Empty backfield for Hill.
Timeout, Kansas.
Clint Bowen and the defensive staff want to talk things over.
Timeout, Kansas. 30-second timeout.
Kansas women's basketball.
And later tonight, this one has big-time SEC and playoff implications. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, #1 Alabama takes on #16 Arkansas. Each team facing its biggest test of the season. Quarterback Austin Allen leads the Razorback offensive attack and tries to break Alabama's 17-game win streak. You can also stream it live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Now let's check in with Brendan Fitzgerald in the studio.
We have the meat.
All right, Brendan. Obviously a big one in the Big 12 for more than just this Saturday and for standings for both of those teams. A lot of controversy and noise coming out of Austin. Pressure up the middle. Hill looking to run, and he'll be short. Knocked down at the 20. DeIsaac Davis and Keith Lonecker. And Clint Bowen said we weren't going to say DeIsaac Davis, but he makes a play there.
The combination of pressure in the pocket with terrific coverage on the back end allows Kansas's defense to get off the field on third down.
Coach Bowen telling us DeIsaac Davis having a whale of a year, doing all the dirty work up front. Now another opportunity for Gonzalez in the return game. Should be good field position for the Jayhawks. Good high kick by Nunez, forces the fair catch by Gonzalez at the 33. Although there is a flag on the play back at the 28. Looks like there might have been contact with the punter. Crew talking things over. Again, our referee today, Scott Campbell.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, #64 for the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. Kansas ball, first down.
So
that's #64's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul for the game. Media timeout.
Matt Pryor loses his cool, and Kansas will take 15 yards. So pretty decent field position for the Jayhawks when we return. We're all tied at 7 in Lawrence. All right, looking forward to that. Right up the gut they go with Kinner. Again, looking to take advantage of that 15-yard personal foul after the punt. Didn't really get a good look at it. It was away from the ball. Now Kinner fighting for extra yards, and he gets the first down. No, he gets ripped away by Nico Small. They're saying he was down.
May said he was down, Eamon.
Small ripped it away, but the officials on the field are saying he was already down.
was down. First down, Kansas.
It's an 8-yard pickup by Kinner.
The previous play is under further review.
There were a lot of white jerseys trying to rip the football out of Kinner's arms and grasp. The officials are going to take another look at this. He didn't hear the whistle at all during the run.
Replay official Jeff Hansen. And again, the call on the field was down. First down.
Kinner's going to be able to break a couple of arm tackles. He gets helped by his center, Gibson. And then you can see Small, number 2, trying to rip the football out.
Now it's the back. It's the tush on the turf when the ball comes out.
That's the big question. Does his elbow hit or does his back hit before the ball starts to come out?
This might be a better angle for the contact.
There's a knee.
No, on the foot. I think that'll stand.
I do believe that's going to stand as well. Remember, it has to be indisputable video evidence. Small was doing a good job from the safety spot of trying to rip the football from Kinner. Is that left knee down? That's the biggest question the officials are looking for in the replay booth. Looks like it may graze the turf, but is that indisputable video evidence? That's the thing they're trying to determine.
See that foot of Small, now there it hits and the ball, tough to see when the ball actually comes out of his hands. If you're a Kansas fan, you got to be nervous that it's taken this long, but good job to make sure they get it right upstairs. Jeff Hansen taking a look at every angle.
I think the difficult part for the officials is to determine if that knee grazed the ground.
Right.
While the ball was coming out.
Kansas fans getting restless. They know the longer the conversation, the more there is to talk about than just saying it stands.
And remember, the call on the field was that
down.
Kinner was down.
All right, the call is in.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Kansas. Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, 50 seconds. 5 minutes, 50 seconds.
So Gary Patterson doesn't get another turnover. And the drive continues for the Jayhawks.
After that long wait, if you get the right coverage, boy, you want to get the football to Gonzalez or Sims getting behind coverage here. There's 2 safeties in the middle of the field, so it might not be the best opportunity on this play.
Big hit there by Johnson. Keon Kinner, 3-yard gain.
For all the problems TCU has had in the back end of their defense, the front 7 have coming up and playing some pretty good football.
Now they come up, press coverage on the perimeter.
This is where you want to take your shot.
Batted up in the air again. And it looked like it was McFarland. They are ready for the quick, short passing game.
When you catch and throw out of shotgun, sometimes those defensive ends have no choice but to play along the line of scrimmage and try to get their hands in the passing lane, and that's 2 batted footballs today for McFarland.
Now it's trips to the left. Lone receiver to the right. Kinner in the backfield on 3rd and 7. Off the play fake. Double coverage, catch made by Gonzalez for a first down. He cannot get away from Small. Now a late flag. Late flag back at the line of scrimmage. I wonder if it was well, I'm not going to guess where it is.
Terrific throw by Ryan Willis. He was able to beat the coverage with the velocity of that throw.
Ineligible man downfield, number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
First KU penalty of the game, and Joe Gibson must be awfully quick to go downfield on that play. I thought they got rid of it pretty quickly.
It did look like he caught the football
beyond the line of scrimmage.
77 in blue, that's the center. He looks like he absolutely is past 3.5, 4 yards down the field. So good call by the official. And to your point, Eamon, the ball did come out quickly, but Joe was going after. Yep. He stumbled forward and into a penalty.
So instead of a first down, it's 3rd and 13. They empty the backfield. Now it's going to be a quarterback draw. So they play it safe and play field position. Sammy Douglas with the tackle. You wonder if they're going to try.
That play may have been called to get them in a 4th down opportunity to stay on the field with their offense.
So David Beatty rolling the dice a little bit here on 4th and 6.
They may even quick kick this. It looked like a signal from the sidelines.
5 on the play clock. Now they might just take a timeout and talk things over.
Timeout. Kansas, second of the half. 30-second
So there's
timeout.
some options. They like Matthew Wyman from here. He's only 1 of 2 on the season. Well, once they got to the 35, they were in his range.
The call on 3rd down gives them opportunities to either keep their offense on the field, go for it on 4th down, or to bring on the field goal unit and try to take the lead.
What would you do?
I'd try to get the points. You know, anytime you can get a lead and get some momentum with 3:53 left to go before halftime, I think you try to get the points if you're head coach David Beatty.
That is what he's going to do. He sends the kicker Matthew Wyman out there. Looks like it's going to be a 50-yarder. And he's 1 for 2 on the season. Both attempts from 30 to 39. Cole Moose, the holder. And that is right down Massachusetts Avenue for 3 Kansas points. So again, that quarterback draw, it's not going to jump out at you in the press box, but it sets the chance up for 3 points.
It's one of those you circle if you're head coach David Beatty and you go back and you can draw on some of the misfortune they've had maybe earlier in the season. They give their kicker Matthew Wyman an opportunity to get one true from 50 yards, and he's up to the task. And now Kansas with a 3-point lead.
Again, you go back to the penalty on the punt. It's 15 yards.
Everything adds up. All those hidden yardage plays that you don't really notice on game day, but as you're going back through each and every play on Sundays, those add up.
So now Kansas back on top. Gray and Diarce back to receive. This will be returnable. This is Gray from the 6. Running hard across the 30. Brought down out about the 37. So a strong return by Deontay Gray. 31-yard return.
An opportunity with 3:41 left to go before halftime for TCU and their quarterback Kenny Hill to get some points and try to get some momentum injected into this offense.
And they were wary of the slow starts in general, but certainly coming on the road to play at Kansas. Bring your own energy was a theme this week, and now Hicks stringing it out to the left. And there's a flag as he cannot turn the corner. There's another flag out near midfield. So if you're Kansas, you're hoping these are not offsetting penalties.
Anthony Alobia did a terrific job for Kansas stringing out that running play. He may be injured on the play.
Senior out of Washington State.
Holding, number 68. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
So it goes against Joseph Noteboom, junior from Plano, Texas. And now Doug Meacham has to go back to the drawing board to figure out a strategy here for a drive that is already behind the chains just like that.
We haven't seen Kyle Hicks catch the football out of the backfield. He was leading this team in receptions coming into this game. I think you have to get some separation, get those 4 guys on the outside going deep and start dumping the football off to Hicks. Get him the ball in space.
In there for protection now, and he finds an open man, Dylan Thomas. Product of Fort Worth, Texas, went to high school right down the street from TCU. Makes the grab. Pickup of 14. We approach 3 minutes left in the half. Trips to the right. Here's Hicks. Nice moves. Makes it 3rd and short. Looked like they had him bottled up for no gain, but he's able to escape and pick up 5.
He is able to elude, and he has great vision. And that jump cut had some Kansas defenders grasping in air.
Now they bring in 2 tights, Cole Hunt and Charlie Reed for 3rd and short. Hicks behind Hill in the pistol. 2 receivers to the left. Hicks up the middle, spins and gets the first down. Great individual effort by Kyle Hicks.
He has a knack.
Davis with the tackle. Courtney Ornick missed him.
Eamon, he has a knack of making people miss either behind or at the line of scrimmage, and that time Ornick missed him point blank on 3rd and short. I think this is where you kind of let one loose if you're Kenny Hill. You just get a nice, tough conversion on 3rd and very short. Get your playmakers involved on the outside.
Looking to the left. Throws behind Slanina. Had either Taj Williams or Slanina over there, and really not near either one of them.
Good coverage by Ogletree and Smithson to the short side of the field for Kansas.
2nd and 10 for the Eagles.
Twins to both sides. 10 on the play clock. High snap, Hill recovers. With time. Over the middle, complete. Short of the first down, but that's not going to be a problem for Taj Williams. Great run after the catch for the junior out of Tallahassee. Flag, though, back by Hill at the 40. 19-yard gain if it stands, but we'll get the call.
Personal foul. Hands in the face. Number 13. Defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
So that call goes against Damani Mosby, senior from Atlanta, Georgia.
Mosby, one of those guys trying to pressure Kenny Hill. He's at the bottom of the screen, pass rushing, trying to get past the tackle, Collins, and there's the hand to the face right there, right on the face mask. Official right on it, and it tacks on 15 for the Horned Frogs.
Move it into the red zone, down to the 18. 3 receivers to the left. 5 on the play clock. Hill keeps it himself, makes a man miss, needs a block, and he will score. 18 yards for Kenny Hill Jr. He got by Derek Neal and took it in for 6.
And that's where Kenny Hill can be so dangerous in the red zone. The threat of running the football And the bait that he just holds out there with Kyle Hicks, everybody looking at 21, everybody collapses in a blue jersey inside the hash marks, make a player miss, and Kenny Hill steps into the end zone.
7th rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point is good, and TCU goes on top. And a reminder, this one has big-time SEC and playoff implications. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, number 1 Alabama takes on number 16 Arkansas. Each team facing its biggest test of the season. Quarterback Austin Allen leads the Razorback offensive attack and tries to break Alabama's 17-game win streak. You can also stream it live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Arkansas, of course, one of those games TCU feels like it's sort of let it get away.
Arkansas is going to be up for the challenge. Alabama's played really well this year, obviously, but Arkansas, one of those sneaky good teams, I believe, in the SEC.
TCU now on top for the first time here this afternoon. It'll be interesting after the return to see what Coach Beatty decides to do with his young quarterback here.
One timeout remaining and 1:31 left to go before halftime, facing a 4-point deficit now are the Kansas Jayhawks.
Now, Gonzalez does have the ability to make that all academic.
He does.
See if they kick it away from him. And he takes a knee. So Willis in this offense with 91 seconds left will start at the 25.
The short passing game has been very kind to Ryan Willis, especially to the short side of the field. And I would expect for Kansas to continue to attack that. And you can see that reflected in the high completion percentage, 16 of 23, 118. But the turnovers have been the problem for really both of these teams, especially for the sophomore quarterback from Kansas.
Evans and Martin in the backfield with Willis. And they run it up the middle. And again, as John mentioned, one timeout left. So you wonder if they're content to go into the locker room down by 4 and just play it safe here.
And TCU letting the clock run as well. They have 3 timeouts remaining. I'm surprised they may take a timeout if Kansas tries to run the football here on 2nd and 7.
Kansas not huddling up, but in no rush whatsoever. And you can see that when you've turned it over as many times as they have in the first half. Bad snap. Willis picks it up, and now he'll just fall on it.
Now you call a timeout of your TCU.
And Coach Patterson runs all the way out to make sure he gets it. 44 seconds left.
I think I would have called one on first down
timeout.
And there.
TCU, first of the half, 30-second timeout.
Very opportunistic first half for the TCU defense. Well, they found a way to create turnovers, and really it was playing center field. It was a guy, in the middle of the defense that's able to come out and make plays on the football. 3 of those interceptions, and you create opportunities for your team. I think it was more bouncing into his own player, but it tees up the TCU offense inside the 5-yard line. So a lot of field position was created by this defense and points off of turnovers. How do you react to sudden change? And both teams have done a pretty good job of that today.
Nick Orr, the first TCU player to have 2 picks in one game since Sam Carter back in 2014. 2 running backs, and they keep it on the ground. Get back maybe to the original line of scrimmage, and Coach Patterson takes another timeout with 39 seconds left.
TCU, second of the half, 30-second timeout.
Denzel Johnson with another tackle. So this has been the history of TCU Kansas. Coach Patterson telling us yesterday he thought that, harping on that during the week, that the history shows that Kansas plays you tight. Would hopefully wake his team up and be ready to play, but you got to give Kansas some credit on the defensive end.
Well, when you go back and look at the numbers, it's really surprising how well Kansas has played TCU. the series all time is very lopsided, but when you go back over the past 4 games, it's not very lopsided at all in terms of the scores.
A couple of years ago, TCU needed a punt return for a touchdown to win it. Last year, a big stop on 4th down. And now a wobbly punt. White says get away. Now he picks it up off the hop. Guess he had made a fair catch signal, or did he go down? I didn't see him go down. Maybe he made a fair catch signal and forgot. But it's a 37-yard punt and no return. So 31 seconds left here.
Invalid fair catch signal was given. Therefore, when the ball is picked up, it cannot be advanced. First down, TCU.
Yeah, it looked like White was saying get away, but it was above the shoulders, crossing his hands and arms. So the officials called it dead around the 42-yard line.
Now, John, if you're Coach Patterson and you know you're going to get the ball to start the second half, does that influence at all what you want to do here in 31 seconds?
I don't think so. I think you have confidence in your quarterback, even though you've had some turnovers yourself. I think you still have to be yourself and be aggressive with the football. They have athletes on the outside. You've got a quarterback that you trust. I think you try to get points with 31 seconds left and 1 timeout.
And indeed, they open up with no backs and 5 wide receivers. Here comes pressure. Hill will not get away. So another sack for the Kansas front. Very lucky that ball did not come loose.
Hill was trying to put the football away from the rushing defensive end on the outside, but he was lucky, as you said, and watch the ball go in his left hand away from the pressure, but you can hit a lot of traffic with the football unsecured.
Cameron Rosser bringing the pressure. And that's incomplete. And that'll do it for the first half. So not a stellar first half for either offense. Ball security an issue. But once again, a tight one between Kansas and TCU.
We've got a good one leading to the second half with TCU having a 4-point lead. Impressed with the way Kansas has played. They just have to stay away from penalties and turnovers in the second half.
The Horned Frogs will receive the second half kickoff. They have the lead by 4. But now let's take you to the ESPNU halftime report with Brendan Fitzgerald and Kevin Carter.
It's Saturday kickoff.
Welcome back to Lawrence, Kansas. We are set for the third quarter between TCU and Kansas. This is the All-State Saturday kickoff. Eamon McEnany along with John Kinjemi. And John, Kansas down by 4, but the defense doing a good job of limiting the big playmakers.
They really have. They've done a nice job of stalling the big 3. Kenny Hill has not done much from the quarterback position. Kyle Hicks, the most dynamic player on the field, it seems like, for TCU. As we look at the Taco Bell game track today, he hasn't done much on the ground. And then Williams only 1 catch for 18 yards. So you have to ask yourself, is it Kansas? Is it their defense that's doing that? Or is it self-imposed? Is it TCU trying to get out of their own way? And I think the team that limits the penalties and the turnovers in the second half, it's quite obvious that's what held them back in the first half. But that's the team that'll win this football game.
Another thing to keep our mind on is the coaches, Clint Bowen, concerned about all these wide receivers, fresh legs late in the game against a tired secondary for Kansas. TCU back to receive, and this will be another touchback. So Hill and the Horned Frogs start on their own 25.
One of the greatest qualities that Kenny Hill has as a quarterback, at least that his head coach Gary Patterson and offensive coordinator Doug Meacham talked about, was just play the next play. I think what Kenny needs to do now, coming out to lead the Horned Frogs in the second half, forget about the first half. Let's start over. It's a shortened game. It's a 30-minute window now that they have to play pretty good football and take over this game.
His father, professional Major League Baseball pitcher, runner-up for the Cy Young to Greg Maddux, most of his career with the Expos. They say he kind of gets it, gets that mentality, and now Hicks breaks 3. Across the 40. So a good first play of the second half for Hicks and TCU.
Well, that'll jumpstart your offense in a hurry.
Fish Smithson with another tackle. They go right back to Hicks, and again he has an alley that closes rather quickly out across the 45. Pick up a 4.
I think it's very evident that the halftime adjustment was to run the football. And when you can hand it off to a dynamic player like Kyle Hicks, your chances are pretty good that your fortunes are going to turn around.
Now they go with 2 backs. Trevoris Johnson in there as well. And he gets it to the left. Hicks leading the way. He turns the corner, does not turn the corner. Gets hit hard, shy of the first down, right at the marker. 5-yard pickup. Lonaker with another tackle. Sophomore out of Lawrence, Kansas, forces 3rd and short. So Hicks out. Excuse me, Johnson out. This is Hicks. Nice shake and bake to find a seam. Looked like the Jayhawks had him bottled up behind the line of scrimmage, but he's able to squirt his way through for 2.
Great patience. Great patience at the line of scrimmage. The experienced running back didn't panic. And now this Horned Frog offense continues to stay on the field on what is an impressive drive from this offense. One of the most we've seen this afternoon.
Trips to the short side. Austin, bottom of your screen right. Hill forced out of the pocket. Flag on the play. He's going to run for it and gets out of bounds. But this could come back.
There's a flag on the play.
Kansas says it's on TCU, and indeed the early indication is holding.
10-yard penalty, still first down.
When you have an elusive quarterback, it's very difficult to predict where he's going to be. Top of your screen, 68 in white. There's a hold up top and there's a hold on the bottom. So both of your tackles have a lot of blue jersey, and that's going to move you back.
Pressure off the edge from Armstrong forces a high throw. I tell you, they were concerned yesterday about Dorrance Armstrong, and he's proven them right today.
He's a handful coming off the edge. We saw him separate the football from Hill earlier in the first half, and now pressure in the pocket again.
Defensive coordinator Clint Bowen telling us yesterday he was hurt really in the first hour of fall camp, so he wasn't 100% until maybe the Memphis game, which started that streak of games with 2 sacks. Now they pick him up. Hill with all day, checks down to Hicks. Makes the first man miss and then gets out of bounds.
Important for Kansas defensively to get off the field here and force the third down on TCU. They have to find a way to pressure the pocket and not allow TCU to continue this impressive drive that's been halted by a penalty.
Avion Collins has had his hands full with Armstrong coming from the left. Will he protect Hill here? Hill steps up, throws over the middle. Incomplete, intercepted off the deflection. Stewart out near midfield. Brandon Stewart off the fingers of Emmanuel Porter. So another interception and turnover by TCU.
Opportunistic defense by Brandon Stewart. On third down, can Kansas find a way to get off the field? They sure did. The deflection, the ball goes off of Emmanuel Porter's hands right into the lap of Brandon Stewart. He does his best running back impersonation and gets the football across the 50-yard line in TCU territory. So again, this defense finds a way to get off the football field and create sudden change for this offense and an opportunity for their quarterback, Ryan Willis, to stay away from turnovers and take over the second half.
And that's a tough one to pin on Kenny Hill.
Yes.
Willis going to keep it himself. Slides head first to the 40. Obviously a huge drive here for Willis in this offense as he picks up 8 on first down.
Important to have success on first and second down for Ryan Willis so they can keep the pressure and the coverage away from the line of scrimmage for this Kansas offense.
Hold on the play, a flag on the play. Great adjustment. Touchdown Kansas if it stands. Taylor Martin. 41 yards.
Number 62, offense. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
But it comes back on the hold against DeAndre Banks.
So a huge play for this offense is going to be brought back, and Ryan Willis showed some poise on that play of not throwing it initially because it looked like it was going to be 6 the other way. But Banks gets called for the hold. He kind of throws at the legs of the TCU defenseman. He didn't really wrap around. He actually cut the defensive lineman at the line of scrimmage. The officials thought he wrapped and tackled. That's going to draw the flag on DeAndre Banks, and an unfortunate penalty because it takes points off the board.
And for TCU, James McFarland, who got hit, limps off the field.
Well, that's a tough one to overcome for this Kansas offense.
Willis looking deep. Catch made. Shaquem Barbell. Have a day, 82.
I'm telling you what. He's got more catches. That one goes for 32. Unbelievable catch, and way to come back from the penalty.
Over the middle. Dropped. Again, he had 4 catches all year coming into this game.
A little push off at the end of this route is going to give Barbell the separation he needs from Johnson.
Seven catches for 79 yards for Shaquem Barbell. And the Jayhawks back in the red zone. Trips to the right, Sims to the left. Completed to 15 and dropped. Jeff Gladney on the tackle. Gonzalez with the catch. 3-yard gain though, so it's 3rd and long, and they're going quickly.
If I'm Kansas, it's Barbell. He's been the guy the entire afternoon. Looks like he's the middle of the 3 receivers to the wide side of the field.
Willis going to keep it himself on the draw. So an interesting call on 3rd and 7. 3-yard pickup. Wyman already has 1 field goal today. And they're going to send him back out here now for a easier one.
I guess head coach David Beatty didn't want to push the envelope when you have a quarterback that's turned the football over, responsible for 4 turnovers. You want to get points and close this deficit.
His kick in the first half was a 50-yarder. This will be a 29-yarder. And it's good, and the Jayhawks pull within 1. So in the second half, the theme continues. Defense leading to offense.
You're right, Eamon. It's been turnovers and defensive presence by Kansas. They get the tip ball. Brandon Stewart gets the interception. A nice catch by Barbell. A little push off maybe at the end, but it all results in 3 points, and Kansas only trails now by 1.
Ten minutes left to go in the third quarter. Already a career high, career day for Shaquem Barbell of Kansas. And I'm pretty sure the TCU defensive coaches did not go over Shaquem Barbell in extensive detail during the week. Wyman drills this one into the end zone for a touchback, out of the end zone for a touchback. So now Hill once again looking to shake off an early interception. And a reminder, kicking it old school tonight. It's a Sunshine State showdown between number 23 Florida State and 10th ranked Miami. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. Brad Kaya and the Hurricanes face their first true test of the season, and it comes against FSU. The Seminoles have won the last 6 meetings in this bitter rivalry. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN.
Question for Florida State, can Dalvin Cook carry the load against that Hurricane defense led by Manny Diaz, their new defensive coordinator?
Derek Green in the backfield. And he gets it here on first down. Now look, TCU's not going to flinch. They can put up points on almost anybody, but that drive was moving, and then they were behind the chains and turned it over again.
Well, it's penalties, it's turnovers, it's been the mistakes, and most of it has been self-imposed for TCU. They have to stay away from the penalties and start to put back-to-back positive plays together.
Trips to the right, Williams, lone receiver to the left. Hill's going to keep it himself. Gets away from one man. Cannot turn the corner, so he heads upfield and makes it third and manageable. Dorrance Armstrong brings him down. Pick up a 4. Now Hicks comes out there for third down. Again, they haven't really used him much in the passing game.
Hasn't really touched it, you're right, in the passing game, and this might be one of those adjustments in the second half. Looked like they wanted to run the football a little bit more, try to find Kyle Hicks in the passing game. He
leaks out to the left. Here comes pressure. Hill forced out of the pocket. One man to beat, and he will not get away from Rosser. Cameron Rosser brings him down. So TCU is forced to punt.
Another great defensive stand by Kansas and a great individual tackle by Rosser in the open field. And that's a job for 2 or 3 defenders normally on Kenny Hill when he escapes pressure. But Rosser up to the challenge and holding Hill short of the first down marker.
Nunez on for another punt. Good one. Gonzalez makes the fair catch signal back at the Kansas 26. Kansas gets the stop and gets the ball back. Jayhawks down by 1 when we return. Kansas defense keeping the Jayhawks in this one.
They've done a nice job of creating turnovers and jumping routes, and that's exactly what happened here when Brandon Stewart jumps in front of a Kenny Hill pass. You get pressure off the edge from Armstrong, you get a sack and a fumble, and then some help from TCU. A bobbled pass on the inside by Porter, and then another interception by Stewart. Terrific open field tackle on third down by Cameron Rosser. So the defense is moving along and doing such a good job keeping this Willis-led offense on the field and giving them opportunities. Remember, this is a TCU offense that averages close to 44 points a game. Today, only 14 midway through the third quarter.
Martin in the backfield, trips to the left. Kansas starts this drive on its own 27. Martin to the left. Cannot get away from Josh Caraway. Gain of 1. Willis thought about the screen. For some reason didn't throw it. Maybe thought Martin was well covered, so he decides to head upfield and gain some yards.
I think that's one play he'd like to have back because it looked like Taylor Martin was running down the TCU sideline. All the white jerseys couldn't make a play on him. They were on the sideline.
So now it's 3rd and 7. Denzel Johnson, 30 and white, getting closer and closer to blitzing, it appears.
TCU has brought pressure from the short side of the field to really cause problems on the quarterback, Willis.
Short pass on the crossing route to Gonzalez. Nice move. Another nice move. He's got the first down and in the open field. The 40 needs a block. The 30, 20, the 10. Out of bounds at the 3. Laquiveante Gonzalez goes 67 yards.
Spectacular.
The runner stepped out at the 2-yard line. First down, Kansas.
Spectacular run after the catch, and Gonzalez is trying to extend this football to get the pylon, and I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
It looks like the 3-yard line, that foot's just out of bounds. The official called that. He was following Gonzalez all the way down the sideline.
What an effort.
It was a great effort to get from one side of the field to catch the football and then go back against the grain.
The runner stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. previous play is under further review.
Jeff Hansen upstairs will take a look at it. It's going to be tough to overturn that from what we saw there. That does not diminish the cuts, the moves, and the effort, and they've been waiting for this from number one.
Well, it was a simple play, and it was all made after the ball was caught. There's the foot on the out-of-bounds line right at the 3-yard line. So that was a pretty good call by the officials that was tracking Gonzalez all the way down and across the football field. Here's a pretty good view right here. That heel and toe out of bounds at the 3.
Coach Beatty, who knows LeCouviante so well, recruited him to Texas A&M, and he followed Coach Beatty here to Kansas, was saying, you know, maybe he was trying to do a little too much. Maybe he thought there was too much pressure. Maybe he thought he could do too much.
Well, you get a lot of big bodies in the SEC, and you come to the Big 12, and everybody's fast. Everybody can run like a track guy. So, you know, that play there, though, was a great example of what he can add to this offense.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. First down, Kansas. For the game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 6 minutes, 59 seconds. 6 minutes, 59 seconds.
So no points, but still a career high for longest reception for Gonzalez, 67 yards. And a great opportunity for the Jayhawks to go back on top.
With the ruling, a 68-yard gain. First and goal, Kansas at the 2.
If you're Kansas, you have to win at the line of scrimmage here with your offensive line.
Martin in the backfield with Willis. They give it to Martin, hit behind the line of scrimmage by Caraway. And Denzel Johnson as well. Loss of 1. They didn't win there.
Zuniga, the fullback, never chipped backside, and that allowed the TCU defense just to collapse on Martin.
Now they bring out Bobby Hartzog and another running back, Keon Kinner. So 2 backs now here for second and goal from the 3. Here's Kinner, lowering the shoulder, pushing the pile. Ball came loose. They say he was down. Looked like there was a lot of fighting for a loose ball.
Ruling
there.
on the field was the runner was down, short of the goal line. Third down.
Now Kansas looking to go quickly for a couple of reasons, I would imagine. Third and goal. And Willis didn't get the play off in time. They're going to look at it upstairs.
The ruling on the field was the runner was down short of the goal line. The previous play is under further review.
It looked like Martin hit the line of scrimmage with a lot of speed. 24 pops out in blue. Wow, I don't know. That looks like a touchdown to me.
Absolutely.
Keon Kinner is at the bottom of the pile, and it doesn't look like he's down. It looks like the ball breaks the plane with control. And as his back hits in the end zone, that's when the ball comes out. But the football actually breaks the plane with him in control, and it didn't look like he was down.
That's pretty much going to be the best look we have. Now, if you're the replay official upstairs, you have 2 things to look at. Jeff Hansen, when's he down and control the ball?
Remember, all the football needs to do is touch the plane, break the plane, the front line of the goal line. And it looks like Kinner, it doesn't look like he's down, number 1. And number 2, when his back hits the ground and the ball comes loose, it looks like the point of the football breaks the plane. I don't see a knee or his backside down
right
there.
That looks like 6 from that
I think it is going to be ruled a touchdown.
Remember, that would be an overturn. The call on the field is inside the 1. So this is the evidence Jeff Hansen has to use upstairs in the replay booth.
It has to be indisputable video evidence.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Third down.
Wow. For me, Eamon, I could see the ball carrier not down by that video, and I could see the ball break the plane. So I would have to disagree with that call.
So Kansas will have to settle for going for it on 3rd and 1, inside the 1, 3rd and inches. Martin with Zuniga, the fullback. Out of the gun. Martin. Behind the line of scrimmage, brought down by Denzel Johnson. And now Coach Beatty, do you take the lead or do you roll the dice?
I think you get the points, but the last thing you can do as a running back is go backwards at the line of scrimmage. You have to hit the hole with a lot of speed, just as he did on 2nd down. And that's just a mistake by Taylor Martin there.
Wyman on for his 3rd kick of the day, 21-yarder. And the Jayhawks regain the lead, but it's via 3 points and not 6 points. Gonzalez came oh so close for the score.
Well, it's disappointing for Kansas on the big catch and run by Gonzalez. They were able to get inside the 5-yard line. It's just a terrific individual effort by eluding everyone in a white jersey. Getting inside the 5, Kansas ends up getting 3 and taking the lead by 2.
We have another tight one between Kansas and TCU. Jayhawks back on top and kicking off. And Wyman delivers another touchback. Let's check in with Brendan Fitzgerald back in the studio. All right, Brendan, thanks for that update. Baker Mayfield and the Sooners got the better of TCU a week ago. And now TCU playing from behind here on the road. First game outside of the state of Texas all season for the Horned Frogs. Pressure up the middle. Did he make the grab? Diarce. They told us yesterday about his strong hands, and he held on to that one while getting popped over the middle.
And they also said he can use his body to take away defenders playing the football, and that's exactly what he does there down the middle of the field.
I tell you, Kenny Hill put some zip on that one like his dad throwing a fastball back in the National League in the 90s. We approach 4.5 left in the 3rd. Just shy of a first down. Low snap. Hill picks it up off the turf, gets rid of it quickly, and that was almost picked off. Great coverage by Brandon Stewart, who already has a pick.
Hill did a great job of just fielding it. He went from a pitcher to a shortstop here, gets the football and unloads, and a good play again by this Kansas secondary and Brandon Stewart that brings up a 3rd and very short.
Jayhawks faithful here, looking for a stop, making some noise on 3rd and short. Hicks in the backfield, another low snap. Hicks gets it and does not get away. Driven back, Lonecker leading the charge. A loss of 1, and TCU's going to have to punt again, and this defense is riled up.
Heyman, remember, Austin Schlottman, the center, the starting center, out today. Patrick Morris goes in to center, and 2 low snaps on 2nd and 3rd down really throw the timing off. But let's credit this Kansas defense. I mean, they're holding TCU. They're only 3 of 10 on 3rd down, and they came into this game at 50%.
Another opportunity for Gonzalez, but it's a high kick from Nunez, so Gonzalez makes the fair catch signal. Upset alert, Lawrence. Kansas has a 2-point lead and the ball when we return. Back here in Lawrence, Kansas with the ball back, and the defense has been very opportunistic. Both defenses have been opportunistic.
Well, they've been taking their turns. First it was TCU with the interception, then Armstrong separates the football from Kenny Hill, but a couple of unfortunate mistakes for Kansas led to points for TCU, and Stewart's second interception there. 7 turnovers in total, 17 points in total off of those turnovers.
So Kansas, a 4-touchdown underdog at home, has the ball in a 2-point lead. And that high throw, incomplete. Looking for Evan Fairs. I tell you, Coach Beatty is going through his own Rolodex of offensive players.
There's a lot of guys that have been really good offensively, and it starts at the wide receiver spot for Kansas, and Barbell has been the leader outside.
Trips to the left. Taylor Martin in the backfield, changes sides. Willis Gonzalez gets away from one, but cannot get away from Denzel Johnson. So it'll be 3rd and long after the pickup of 2.
That's 7 receptions for 112 for Gonzalez. The 112 is a career high for him.
Most of that coming on the one play that set up the go-ahead field goal. Empty backfield, 5 receivers for Willis. Gets rid of it quickly to Sims. He's going to have to do this all on his own, and he cannot. Well shy of the first down. Well defended by TCU. Ty Summers with another tackle.
Good team defense there on those 3 downs by TCU. Open field tackles, speed coming from the inside to the outside, and forcing the Kansas punt.
Cole Moose on. He drills one. White all the way back to the 15, makes the grab, slips a little bit, and stumbles out to the 18. So that's where Kenny Hill and the Horned Frogs will take over with 2:31 left in the 3rd. And a reminder, later tonight, a big one in the SEC. Number 1, Alabama. Number 16, Arkansas. 7 p.m. Eastern. Probably the toughest test for each team this season as quarterback Austin Allen leads the Razorback offensive attack, trying to break Alabama's 17-game winning streak. You can also stream it live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Of course, these Horned Frogs gave Arkansas a pretty tough test. Brett Bielema's crew outlasting TCU in that one.
Looking for TCU for an explosive play to change this game. That's what they're looking for on offense right now.
Hicks in the backfield with Hill. Bobbled, then caught. Ty Salinina brings it in. Again, we touched on it briefly at the start of the second half, but Clint Bowen was concerned about the stamina and fresh legs of his secondary against this Rolodex of wide receivers.
When you're leading by 2 this late in the football game, I think you throw tired out the window right now.
Another slant. This one complete for a first down. Deontay Gray with the grab. Pickup of 6. Gray actually played defensive back earlier this year against Iowa State. Now back on the offensive side of the ball. Kenny Hill looking to get into a rhythm after back-to-back completions. Pressure coming up the middle. Hill hit, still has the ball. Now he gets hit and goes down. Very lucky to still have it. Cameron Rosser again bringing the pressure.
Tons of pressure in the pocket for Hill to deal with. First it comes from his right. He almost gets the football stripped in the pocket by Arnick, but multiple blue jerseys around him.
Now Hill with time. That's going to be picked off. Still on his feet. Greg Allen. Greg Allen, the senior out of Houston. Another turnover for this Kansas defense.
Unbelievable play by Allen in this secondary for Kansas. Kenny Hill, his frustration continues to grow deep in this 3rd quarter, and Kansas is going to have excellent field position for their offense at the 25-yard line, but Hill trying to go to the short side of the field throws right into coverage. I mean, there's a guy short, there's a guy deep waiting on the hash, and that guy is Greg Allen.
20 yards on the return.
Frustrating day for Kenny Hill with his third interception of the afternoon.
Looks like first career interception for Greg Allen as well. And a great opportunity for Kansas. Taylor Martin with a 3-yard gain.
We were talking to head coach David Beatty yesterday, and the one thing he did stress, and it didn't happen earlier, but it has to happen now, you can't settle for field goals. If you're going to win the game, you need touchdowns, and Kansas needs a touchdown on this drive.
4-touchdown underdog, knocking on the door. Already up by 2. Willis steps up and runs for it. Gets the first down, still on his feet at the 5. Popped, touchdown! What a run by Ryan Willis. When your quarterback refuses to go down and pulls off a run like that, it electrifies the whole stadium.
Amen. Ryan Willis is not supposed to be able to do that. He's got the cannon of a right arm, but he showed some courage, he showed speed and determination to get his football team into the end zone. It all starts for Kansas with the turnover. You get a terrific play from your secondary and an interception by Greg Allen. And just the forced football by Kenny Hill, and then out of nowhere, Ryan Willis decides to tuck the football. He outruns half of the TCU defense and then powers his way in from the 2-yard line. And Kansas now with a 23-14 lead deep into the third quarter.
There was no sliding on that play for Ryan Willis. He made up his mind.
And that's going to give him a lot of credit on the sideline with that defense and that offensive line. When they watch that play and they witness that tomorrow, that's our guy.
And Lyman once again through the back of the end zone for a touchback. We got a good one here, but now let's check in with Brendan Fitzgerald in the studio. That is obviously a big one for Texas for so many reasons. And Kenny Hill struggling a bit on the road after lighting it up in the first 5.
Well, he has to find a way to protect the football and get Kyle Hicks involved immediately.
Over the middle, complete. Jalen Austin with the grab. 17-yard gain. Over the middle again, Diarce with the grab. Right at midfield.
This is the end. Third quarter. Immediate timeout.
So that'll do it for the third quarter. Kansas, 15 minutes of football away from breaking through in the Big 12 and upsetting TCU. The defense wreaking havoc on Kenny Hill Jr. and the quarterback, Ryan Willis, running hard into the end zone. The fourth quarter when we return. Back here in Lawrence, incomplete on 2nd and 2, looking for John DR, sets up 3rd and 2. The last time Kansas won a Big 12 game, back on November 8th, 2014, they beat Iowa State. And they're looking to get rid of that here this afternoon at home. Defense looking to come up with another stop against Kenny Hill Jr. and the Horned Frogs. Another low snap. They get it to Hicks. Flag on the play. He might have tiptoed his way to the first down, but it might be moot.
Yeah, holding on Joseph Noteboom, the left tackle, was obvious to me.
Holding, number 68. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
It's been a
68 in whites, the guy that gets called for the holding. Left part of the line of scrimmage, he's holding Mosby with both hands, turns his body actually, and that's going to get a flag each and every time.
6 penalties for 64 yards against the Horned Frogs. Hill with time, now he's forced out of the pocket, steps up, looking to throw back, now he's running for his life. Face mask. He gets dropped, but it looks like there's going to be a face mask against Kansas.
I think the play's still alive.
Kenny Hill certainly does. And he gets the first down. Nobody blew the whistle. And the Jayhawk fans are not happy. Eventually, ultimately, a 20-yard gain by Kenny Hill Jr.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 17. Defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Added to the run. A huge turn of events. They go from a huge sack, and do we hear a whistle? There's the face mask. Ball's loose. A tremendously alert play by Kenny Hill Jr.
That's a guy that keeps competing, and he's coming back off of turnover after turnover and makes, right now, the biggest play on offense for TCU to keep this drive alive.
So they go from having them bottled up for a loss on 3rd and 2 to a 1st and 10 at the Kansas 25. Wow. What an alert play by Kenny Hill Jr.
Rolling on the field is a fumble picked up by the TCU player. Advanced. The previous play is under further review.
So many different things for Jeff Hansen to look for. I guess the first thing is, was Kenny Hill Jr. down
with the ball? Right. We didn't hear a whistle initially.
No whistle. Clearly never heard a whistle, and I think he loses the ball.
He does. He loses the football before he goes to the ground and after the face mask and personal foul penalty. So an alert play by Kenny Hill, keeping the play alive, and it looks like TCU's going to have the football 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So now, is he down at any point with the ball?
The ball's out there.
Clearly out.
The ball's clearly out. The penalty was called on the face mask, and I did not hear a whistle on either one of those replays we've just shown.
Now, Kansas never would have gotten possession because of the face mask, but clearly they gave up on the play and didn't fall on the ball. You fall on that ball, obviously, it's a completely different story. But Kenny Hill was the one who kept playing.
And it did look like the ball came out before Kenny Hill hit the ground. He recovered his own fumble and advanced it down the TCU sideline. And Eamon, I haven't heard the whistle in 2 or 3 times we've watched and listen.
I think it's going to be very tough for Jeff Hansen to do anything but confirm the call.
This has been one of the strangest games in terms of turnovers, and let's see what the call is.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down, TCU.
You know, head coach Gary Patterson told us yesterday, you know, football has a strange way of evening out, you know, and it's one of those things where you coach and you play in this game long enough, the ball bounces your way sometimes.
Well, it helps to have an alert quarterback make a play on his own and not give up. Can TCU cash in on a tremendous turn of events? Hill. Too far. Kyle Hicks was open.
Well, after you make a spectacular play, I'm sure Kenny Hill would say to himself, this one was much easier than the play I just made. All he had to do was hit his playmaker, and he walks in for the touchdown.
Johnson and Hicks in the backfield. Twins to the left. Off the play fake. A fade. Touchdown TCU. Jalen Austin. 25 yards.
And quarterback Kenny Hill showing you his resilience. The guy's unflappable. He's coming back from not a stellar afternoon. He beats Neal with that fade route to the short side of the TCU sideline for 6 points.
Now Hatfield to make it a 2-point game. Kenny Hill taketh away, Kenny Hill giveth. He just earned his team 7 points.
And he's back in this football game only down 2 points after one of the most bizarre plays we've seen this year in college football. You get the personal foul with the face mask. Kenny Hill picks up his own fumble. The whistle has not blown. He eludes everybody in blue and then throws a dime on the fade route for 6 points, and TCU only down 2 points.
Welcome back to All-State Saturday Kickoff. We have a good one here in Lawrence. TCU pulling within 2. And now Gonzalez from the 1. Bottled up shy of the 20. A reminder, tonight after Washington State takes on Stanford, catch Sports Center at night with John Buccigross and John Anderson. They'll have all the highlights and full breakdown of the NL Division Series games, college football, the NBA preseason, NFL news, UFC, and everything else from a big day in sports. Sports Center at night after college football on ESPN. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. And I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that you might also see a replay of Kenny Hill's.
I think so.
Face mask, fumble, picked up fumble, 20-yard run.
I think the guys will be able to capture that.
So now how does Kansas respond? Taylor Martin in the backfield. He gets it on first down. Hit behind the line of scrimmage, keeps his feet moving. Gets the first down. Loses his shoe, but it doesn't matter. 13 yards.
Strong run. Strong in between the tackle run by Taylor Martin that time. It sure looked like Howard had him squared up in the hole to be able to create a tackle for a loss and a negative play, but Martin was able to move the chains and get the ball outside to the 32.
Now Keon Kinner in the backfield. He gets it. Stiff arms a man. Gets outside the 40. Traven Howard forces him out of bounds. But he got away from Summers. Picks up 11.
Nice 1-2 punch for the Kansas running game there on the first 2 plays of this series.
Obviously a huge drive to try to tack on points and extend that lead, but also to rest your defense.
That's a must right now. You have to find a way, if you're quarterback Ryan Willis, to keep your offense on the field and get some kind of points out of this drive.
They stick with the ground game. Kinner brought down at the 48. Ty Summers with the tackle, pick up a 5.
It's always a good sign when your lineman is looking at the sideline saying, hey, coach, repeat that one, because we got it going up front.
They stay with 2 backs, Kinner and Martin. 2nd and 5. Now they're looking to throw. He has time. Dropped with a flag. Looking for Gonzalez. Small with the coverage.
Pass interference, number 2. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Goes against Nico Small.
And Nico Small has done a really good job in the secondary for the Horned Frogs. But I just don't think he ever locates the football. It wasn't so much that there was a whole lot of contact. I think that's one that maybe you kind of brush aside. It wasn't a whole lot of contact, but if you don't locate the football and make a play on it, you may get called, and he did there.
And they throw that one away. Looking for Kinner out of the backfield.
A name we haven't called in a long time is Barbell in this offense, and he's had a record day for himself, career highs in catches and yards, so look for him to appear on this drive.
On the slant, there he is. And you quarterbacks always know where to go.
When you're in trouble, somebody's got to have a hot hand, and it can't be just you. You got to go out and distribute the ball, and that's what quarterback Ryan Willis did there on 2nd down.
Again, emerging today as Ryan Willis' favorite target. Coming in with just 4 catches on the year. He's doubled that this afternoon. Twins to both sides. Under 12 to play in regulation. Still throwing. Into single coverage. Sims with the grab. Still on his feet. He goes out of bounds. Steven Sims.
And that's great timing from quarterback and wide receiver. That ball was thrown with great anticipation on the out route, and it was perfectly located.
Right on the edge of the red zone at the 20. 1st and 10 for Willis. They give it to Martin up the middle. Bounces off one man and then brought down by Caraway.
I wouldn't rule out quarterback run either on 2nd or 3rd down here. With the way Ryan Willis ran for 21 yards and a touchdown, you may want to spread out TCU formationally and give your quarterback, with the lead blocker being your single back, an opportunity to keep this drive alive or potentially get in the end zone.
Trips to the right. 8th play of the drive. With time. Now he's going to get hit from behind and he gets sacked. Josh Caraway. 12.5 career sacks coming in. Gets another one.
There's the pressure from the edge by TCU. It's been McFarland batting balls at the line of scrimmage. This time it's Caraway in for the sack. And the last thing you want to do as a quarterback when you're getting close to the red zone is take a negative play. Everything happens a little bit quicker down here closer to the red zone.
Now Wyman has been perfect today. Has a 50-yarder on his resume earlier today, but they empty the backfield here on 3rd and 15. Here comes that quarterback draw. Trying to improve, get closer for Wyman, I would imagine.
Good call with the negative play on 2nd down. Try to get some positive yardage on 3rd down and an opportunity to get points here on 4th.
Of course, against Kenny Hill in this TCU offense, 3, you'll take the 3, but
you want 6.
You want 6. Perfect 3 for 3 today. This is from 37. Low snap. And it's no good. So Kansas comes away empty. After a drive showed so much promise.
Timeout.
Coach Patterson's team gets the ball back, down by 2, 9:25 to go in Lawrence. Let's take a look at today's good hands play, brought to you by Allstate. And John, the defensive backs for Kansas getting their hands on the ball.
It's really changed the game for the Jayhawks. And we'll go good play hand. We'll go plural because there's 2 interceptions by Brandon Stewart. Here, one on the deflection. The first one was great anticipation. And this time, Greg Allen steps in front of a Kenny Hill pass. So the Jayhawks defensively have set up the offense, but now that defense is going to have to find a way to keep Kenny Hill and the offense off the scoreboard.
After the missed field goal, they take over on their own 20. They send 4 wide receivers to the left. They pump. And that's complete at the 25. Austin, who just scored the touchdown, makes the catch. Trying to pick up the tempo. Hicks finds a seam. Gets to the outside, trying to stay in bounds, but he cannot. Great run there by Kyle Hicks, 14 yards.
Terrific patience behind the line of scrimmage, allowed that crease to open at the right time, and then Hicks gets through the back end of that hole with acceleration.
Trips to the short side. Hill, high throw into double coverage again. Looking for Desmond White. So those interceptions haven't scared him.
You know, the one thing you will say about Kenny Hill, he has supreme confidence in what he wants to do at the quarterback position, and that's what the good ones do. You're going to have days where you're going to throw interceptions, and some aren't all your fault. You have to keep going and kicking the can and keep throwing it down the field, because that's what you do as a successful quarterback.
Now they run it to Hicks. It's knocked up in the air at midfield, so pick up a 6. Mike Lee on the tackle. Certainly you would imagine 4 down territory here. And certainly the Horned Frogs want to get 5 on 3rd and 4.
TCU has not been stellar today on 3rd down, only 4 of 11. They came into the game over 50%.
Trips to the short side. 1 receiver to the left. 3rd and 4. With time, over the middle, dropped. Late flag. Through the hands of Diarse, but was he held? They're saying offensive pass interference maybe. Now do you decline it?
They may end up moving him back here on 3rd down.
Pass interference, number 9. Offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
7:52 left to go in this game.
So much for me saying it's 4 down territory.
Yeah, I think the kicking unit's going to come out and try to pin this Kansas offense inside their 20-yard line.
So Gonzalez goes back to the 10. Nunez continues his active day. High and short. Gonzalez with the fair catch signal, and catch made at the 12. So the defense for Kansas comes up with a stop. Turning the ball back to Willis in the offense. 23-21, back after this.
ESPNU College Football All-State Saturday Kickoff. Brought to you by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. It's good to be in good hands.
TCU offensive coordinator Doug Meacham talking things over with Kenny Hill Jr. after that drive was stopped. They're looking for the defense to give it back to him. They run the screen for Kansas. Martin makes the grab. Pickup of 4.
Positive plays on first and second down. That's what the Jayhawk offense is looking for now with just over 7 minutes left to go in this game.
2nd and 6. Johnson showing pressure off the edge. Didn't time it up. Does he come again?
He's absolutely coming again.
Creeping closer and closer. Here he comes. Picked up for now, and they throw it away. So it'll be 3rd and long. That stops the clock.
See, I always feel like, Eamon, when you know pressure's coming, you want to attack where the pressure is coming from because you can guarantee yourself man coverage with the 2 receivers, and you had Gonzalez in on the slot going up against safety Nico Small.
And this is where your offensive coordinators and head coaches really earn their money here. Do you risk throwing the ball and stopping the clock? Do you run it and just settle for the punt?
Get to your best play on 3rd down, whether it's a pass or a run.
On the crossing route, wide open is Sims. Flag on the play. That flag got thrown from Topeka, I think, but it's thrown in the vicinity of the offensive line. You wonder if it's offensive pass interference on the pick.
Well, there was definitely a block, and it looked like by Gonzalez.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. The pass was caught behind the line of scrimmage. Play results and a 1st down.
This play took a long time to develop, and they're saying that the pass was caught behind the line of scrimmage, and it looks like it was right along the line, if not a half yard behind. So a good call by the officials and a better job converting by this Kansas offense on 3rd down.
So a huge 1st down pickup for Kansas. Gonzalez open, makes the grab.
They attacked where the blitz came from on the short side of the field, and that's a great job by quarterback Ryan Willis hanging in the pocket.
He beat Moore in the coverage. Now they're at midfield as we approach 6.5 minutes left in the ball game. And Kansas hasn't won a Big 12 game since November 2014 against Iowa State. They were a 4-touchdown underdog coming into this one. Just 1-3 on the season, the 1 win coming in the opener against Rhode Island. Now they work the clock. 5 on the play clock. Martin on the ground, up the middle. Full head of steam inside the 45.
Again, success on 1st down. That's what Kansas is looking for. Stay ahead of the chains. That gives you the advantage. It keeps pressure on the TCU defense. And for TCU, they have to find a way to create another turnover. They have to get their hands on the football.
Willis coming over to get the play. Now less than 5.5 to play. Play clock at 7 as he gets back to the shotgun formation.
I'd repeat the same run up the middle.
And they do. To the other side, he breaks the tackle, gets the 1st down and then some. Inside the 30. What a run by Taylor Martin. Eluding Josh Carraway and picking up 16.
Don't shy away from running the football, especially when you're moving and winning that battle along the offensive front.
I mean, we talked about Barbell having a day here. How about Taylor Martin coming in 10 carries, 46 yards? And the clock continues to move. Coach Patterson now hoping to force a field goal. They're going to throw. Short hop. Looking for Sims, but that stops the clock. Sets up 2nd and 10.
That's one you'd like to have back because it's an easy pitch and catch to the outside, and even a catch and fall, you get the clock moving and you probably gain 3 or 4 yards.
So the clock stops with 4:42 left. Looking to throw again with time. Looking for 6, and Gonzalez just dropped it at the end. Nico Small coming over to jar it loose. And Willis thought he had 6.
And if Small doesn't come out of that secondary with the last-minute hit, that ball is going to drop over the corner for 6 points. Terrific job of Nico Small attacking the football and getting his hands up and through the arms of Gonzalez.
Third and 10. 5 on the play clock with 4:35 left to play. Catch made by Hartzog, well short of the first down. Bring him down at the 24, which would set up about a 41-yard field goal. You haven't won a Big 12 game since 2014. You're a 4-touchdown underdog. Do you go for the points or the first down?
No, I think you have to make this opportunity, give your field goal opportunity right here and make TCU to score 6 points.
But it's not a chip shot. I know he's hit from 50, but he's just missed one. This is a 41-yarder. 3 of 4 already this afternoon. Good snap, good hold. Nope. Off to the left. So TCU and Kenny Hill get the ball back, down by just 2 with a world of time left and 3 timeouts. So the Jayhawks had a nice drive, but they have to settle for a field goal attempt, and they come away empty once again. Our Week 5 Monday Night Football matchup is an NFC South battle. Derek Anderson starts for the Panthers in place of the injured Cam Newton, and Jameis Winston is at the helm for the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's Monday night at 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown, served by Applebee's at 6. It's also streaming live on Watch ESPN. Just what everybody expected. Another nail-biter between TCU and Kansas. Hill forced to step up, throws across his body, drilled but holds on. Diarse.
Terrific athletic play by Kenny Hill in the pocket to escape pressure and find a receiver at the 49-yard line.
Pickup of 25. Now they run it to the right with Hicks. He's got an alley, and he gets the first down. And just like that, TCU is in a rhythm and on the move after an 11-yard gain. Follows up that 25-yard reception.
You're right, 2 explosive plays by the TCU offense, and they're in Jayhawk territory.
Hill all day. Checks it down to Hicks, but it's off the mark. So a little off rhythm on that throw. You know, John, this is where if you're a Kansas fan, you're looking for Dorrance Armstrong to make a play, number 2.
He's the guy that you have to locate and possibly bring your running back towards his side to chip, because he's been feasting on the TCU tackles this afternoon.
Now Kansas making a late substitution on defense, and we're ready to go. They run it up the middle to Hicks, who has a hole. Gets away from one man, inside the 30, down to the 25. So now they're leaning heavily on Hicks. He picks up 15.
In the crucial part of the game, the most crucial part, you go to your best players, and that's your quarterback and your running back, and that's Kenny Hill and Kyle Hicks.
From the 25. Miscommunication, and Hicks is dropped. Cameron Rosser again.
Good run blitz on first down for a negative play created by Rosser behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to lose about 4 yards on first down.
Now again, Certainly only on second down, you don't have to start thinking field goal, but their kicking situation isn't exactly rock solid either. They've been going back and forth between Graff and Hatfield. We'll worry about that when we get to fourth down, if we get to fourth down. Trips to the right. They stick with the running game, and Hicks gets to the outside. Gets a block on the perimeter. And it'll be 3rd and about 5.
And good downfield blocking by Austin, the wide receiver. He was all the way out towards the TCU bench, and he was the guy at the end of the play allowing Kyle Hicks to get an extra 4 or 5 yards on that play. You can never discount quarterback run here with Kenny Hill.
TCU 4 of 12 on 3rd down conversions this afternoon. Armstrong was a major factor in the first half. He hasn't put a whole lot of pressure on Kenny Hill Jr. here in the second half. And the Horned Frogs want to talk it over.
TCU, first of the half, 30-second timeout.
All right, so while we have an opportunity, let's check in with Brendan Fitzgerald back in the studio. Just another ordinary Saturday in the Big 12. This score certainly sending shockwaves across the college football world, but TCU knocking on the door to go back on top. 7th play of the drive is 3rd and 5. They put the tight end in the backfield, Cole Hunt. Hicks behind Hill in the pistol. Eight on the play clock. Kansas showing pressure. Hill keeps it himself, heads up field. He's short. Ball came loose. Ball came loose late. And it looks like Hicks recovers it for TCU. So now Coach Patterson, not only do you kick the field goal.
On the field is a fumble recovered by TCU, short of the line to gain, 4th down.
Which kicker do you go with?
Huge play for Kansas defensively there. It looked like TCU had the numbers to the short side. Hicks alertly for TCU jumps on the loose football, and now the field goal unit is going to come out to try to take the lead with
Kansas, first of the half, 30-second timeout.
With 1:26 left to go in this game.
So Kansas takes a timeout. They send out Brandon Hatfield. He's 4 of 4 on the season. Coming in. Again, a good job by the Kansas defense to force the field goal. And as you mentioned, it looked like Hill had an alley for the first down.
It looked like they had the numbers to the short side of the field. Kenny Hill checks to that play because he felt like he could outnumber the Jayhawks to the short side. But a good open field tackle rallying to the football sets up this field goal opportunity with 1:26 left to go.
It'll be a 34-yarder for Brandon Hatfield, junior out of California. Adam Nunez, the holder. Kick is up. And TCU leads, but there's a flag.
There is a flag on the play.
Looks like it's on Kansas. Do you take the points off the board and go for 6? Take some more time off the clock. I mean, 1:21 with 2 timeouts is a lot of time left for Kansas to try a field goal.
I would sure have a hard time taking those points off the board. I would want to trust my defense.
Certainly taking their time talking this over.
Personal foul, leaping, number 11, defense. That penalty is declined, field goal is good.
Terrific drive by TCU. All sets up the field goal to take a 1-point lead. Everybody's happy wearing white on the field, and Coach Patterson happy on the sidelines to get the lead with 1:21 left to go in this football game.
Coach Patterson, a Kansas native, went to Kansas State, knows about the Jayhawk tradition very well. His uncle Harold is in the Hall of Fame here at Kansas. He's part of the 1953 Hoops team that went to the Final Four. Also played football and baseball. He says, you know, my friends and relatives, they never like me when we're playing Kansas State and Kansas. Rest of the year, everything's fine.
Everybody likes them the rest of the year. That's right. That's been that kind of day. It's a kind of a 2 or 3 towel day here.
So, of course, now all eyes on the kicker to try to keep it away from Gonzalez, who has a 99-yard kickoff return against Ohio on his resume. Gonzalez and Moore back to receive for Kansas. Gonzalez will let it sail over his head. So again, Kansas making a change at the quarterback position, turning the offense over to Ryan Willis, looking for its first Big 12 win since November of 2014 against Iowa State. They only need a field goal, but they're starting on their own 25.
Well, it's going to be an uphill battle for Ryan Willis, but he does have playmakers on the outside. We mentioned the day that Barbell, his wide receivers, had a career high in yards and catches. He has Gonzalez, who could break the game wide open, as well as Steven Sims. At some point, you're going to have to take chances, but it's not right now. You have 2 timeouts and a minute 21 left to go. Take what they give you offensively.
Now remember, Wyman's missed his last 2, but he has hit from 50. He hit his first 3. So the drive starts with Martin in the backfield. Pressure. Long throw to the out, and it's caught. Now do they give him the first down? Just shy, so the clock will continue to move.
Terrific catch by, I think that was Barbell on the far side. Good catch.
1 minute left. Another out. Sims with the grab, and he gets out of bounds.
Just wearing out the short side of the field. 2 plays in a row.
Again, with the 2 timeouts, John, as you mentioned, you don't necessarily have to go for the big play, especially depending on how much faith you have on your kicker. Wills steps up. Now he's got to throw it, but he does not. So now you're going to have to take a timeout. Caraway does what he's been doing for 4 years at TCU.
In the last couple drives, Ryan
Timeout.
Willis,
Kansas, second of the half, 30-second timeout.
quarterback Ryan Willis took unnecessary sacks. He lost yardage, and it resulted in a missed field goal there. He's got man-to-man coverage. You either throw it up or throw it away, so you still have 2 timeouts remaining, and it doesn't hurt you as much as the lost yards.
So now they're down to 1 timeout left with 49 seconds. Also makes it 2nd and 15. So Wyman's hit from 50, he's hit from 29, he's hit from 21. Coach Beatty telling us yesterday, 35 and in, we like it. So right now you're on your own 38, so plenty of work left to do for Ryan Willis in this Jayhawk offense.
They've run the wide side screen out of this trips formation earlier in the game.
Empty backfield. Pressure again from the blind side. Caraway again. And you're going to have to burn your final timeout. What a 4th quarter for Josh Caraway. Coming in with 12 and a half career sacks. He just forced a loss of 8.
full timeout.
Coming into this game, we thought edge pressure might be the difference. It didn't show up on a consistent basis for TCU, but when it counts the most, Caraway was able to dip that left shoulder, fight around the block, and get the sack when needed. And now 40 seconds left, and most importantly, Kansas out of timeouts.
They really like Akeem Adeniji here at Kansas, but when you're a true freshman going up against Josh Caraway,
it's a tough assignment.
Time to go to school.
It's a tough assignment for Adeniji.
Caraway with 8 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 here on this drive. And the problem is here, obviously, without timeouts, you're going to have to go quickly on 4th down if you don't get it all here, obviously, on 3rd and 23.
Well, you need to make sure that either you run routes that are 10 yards or longer, or that you can catch and run to move the chain so you get that quick stoppage while they reset.
Kind of have to call 2 plays at once during that timeout, unless you're fortunate enough to get a big play here. Caraway again. Willis avoids him. He's going to get out of bounds and live for 4th down. Great restraint by Ty Summers to not hit him going out of bounds and give him a freebie 1st down. So great coverage downfield. So now it comes down to this.
On that 3rd down, you're trying, Eamon, to get something of 10, 12, 15 yards just so you have a better opportunity on your 4th down conversion. And now 4th and 22 with the game on the line.
So TCU will drop off. They throw it short. They try the hook and lateral. Hartzog's going to come close. He's going to get the 1st down.
What a play.
The hook and ladder works. And Kansas has a pulse with 21 seconds left.
Terrific call on 4th down. TCU was playing at least 20 yards back to the wide side of the field, and now Ryan Willis in Kansas's offense has life.
Dangerous throw, almost intercepted, and a late flag. Gladney with the coverage, and they say offensive pass interference on Sims.
And probably a good play on Sims because they were wearing out the short side of the field. That time, Gladney jumps the route and was in great position for the interception.
So the call.
Pass interference, number 11, offense, 15-yard penalty, still 1st down.
The calls did not go TCU's way late a week ago, but this one goes against Sims in Kansas.
You can see Sims just trying to keep Gladney away from the football, reaching out and pulling him down. 17 seconds left for quarterback Ryan Willis in this Kansas offense.
Got to go right back to the hook and ladder.
Absolutely, to the wide side of the field.
If they're going to fall for it once, all the way back to the Kansas 40. Into double coverage. Catch made.
Is he out of bounds?
Yes, they give him out of bounds to stop the clock. So now again, what do you do to try to get your field goal kicker out there? They wanted the 35, you're at the 37.
You have to take a shot here, either a quick out to the short side or something down the field with 11 seconds left to stop the clock.
23 yards on that. Again, you can get the 1st down to stop the clock. Does he get out of bounds?
Perfect.
Yes. So now it comes down to this. How fitting, another catch by Barbell.
The rolling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Oh.
Initially, it looked like a clean catch to the short side of the field,
No,
but he
bobbling it. Good
He did
call.
bobble that football.
So now Matthew Wyman comes on. He's hit from 50, but he's missed his last 2. Cole Moose is your holder. 54 yards for the win. First Big 12 win since November of 2014 hangs on this kick. And TCU's going to make them think about it.
Timeout, TCU. Second of the half, 30-second timeout.
And Eamon, you wonder how valuable those 3 or 4 yards on that bobble by Barbell. But the play that sets him up is the hook and ladder. I mean, they brought this out. We've seen a lot of interesting plays today, but this play here was spectacular. The catch and then the pitch, and a terrific job by Hartzog of knowing where he needed to get to the first down marker when it looked impossible for Kansas.
Now again, the offensive pass interference cost them 15 yards, but to your point, it probably prevented an interception.
Yes.
So they live for this opportunity. 4 touchdown underdogs. Looking to break through here in the Big 12. Moose the holder. And why not, right, if you're TCU?
You can't take them to the locker room.
Final of the half. Full timeout.
So while there's a break in the action here, let's check in with Brendan in the studio. Matthew Wyman's career long is 52. That was against Louisiana Tech back in 2013. This is 54 for the win over TCU. Good snap, good hold. The kick is off. No good. TCU escapes Kansas once again.
And it looked like it had the distance, Eamon. It looked like Kansas was going to find a way to win from the foot of Matthew Wyman. A terrific effort to get in position, but just that ball stays outside the right upright the entire distance.
Wyman started 3 for 3. He misses his last 3. Part of the story why they can't snap the losing streak here in the Big 12. 2 seconds left, and that does it. 2 years ago, they won it on a punt return. Last year, a stop on 4th down. Now they have to survive a missed field goal.
An amazing win for TCU to find a way to stay in this football game, and what an effort by Kansas at home.
TCU escapes Lawrence, 24-23 the final. Let's now take you out to Stillwater with Iowa State taking on Oklahoma State.